So what is normal? Normal behavior within the matrix would be that you are a little kid, you're put in school, you learn what you're told to learn, you are trained to behave in a certain way, you are taught that not behaving in that way is abnormal, you are faced with consequences for not conforming and complying, you move through your education, which is formal training, to belong in the matrix, to continue to fulfill the expectations of the matrix, which in Western society is get a job, make money, go into debt, buy a house, buy yourself a car in debt, have a family, at least 2 children after you were married. And what does that do for you? Well, for the majority of the population, up until a few years ago, because now it's not even possible for most people starting out to even think about having a job, maybe a car. If you can afford rent and food, you're doing something. But in the past, that was the plan. Burden people in debt. Create such a system where people are striving to achieve this thing, and you keep them so busy and so focused on achieving that thing, they have no time to gain any kind of self-awareness, any kind of autonomy. And the more in debt you become, the more you're stuck in the matrix. And you run on that treadmill, and you run on that treadmill, and you get more and more tired, and you're more and more unhappy, in a state of discontent, until one day you can't do it anymore. And you say, what is the purpose of my life? Why am I doing this? Who does this serve? There has to be something more. There must be something more meaningful for my life and my existence. And then you refuse. You start to cut things off. You may first have some challenges because there's people who don't see things how you see them. And they think that there's a problem with you because, remember, that's what you're taught in school. That's what you're taught within the matrix. If you don't conform and comply, there's consequences. And many people still believe that. So they put that on you. And they double down on it. And they need you to get back into line. Who knows what's going to happen if you fall out of line? You don't want to be that outsider. And the more and more you step outside of the box, the more freedom you see, the fresher the air, the lighter you feel, and that sense of contentment creeps in without you even knowing it. And then you look back at the matrix and you say, I wonder how I survived that long. And you see all the other people who continue to try to grab onto you and pull you back in. You feel sorry for them. You feel for them because you were once them. And you hope that they too will see it at some point. But you realize that you couldn't have been pulled out of the matrix. You had to go through what you had to go through to awaken. And now that you're awake, you can't go back. So you search for your tribe who is also awakened. And at first, there aren't that many people. They're really hard to see and find. So it's very easy to vilify you because you aren't easily blending in with others. You're standing out. You went up against something that you were never meant to go up against. And now we're in a time and a space where more and more people have been burned out and awakened. So our tribes are growing bigger and bigger all the time. And the more that we step away, the deeper we step into ourself, our belief in all that is possible, and an understanding that we are the thing that was feared. We didn't need to fear. We are the thing that is feared. Our power and ability to create, to manifest, and to project amazing things, that's to be feared. If someone wants power and control over you, they don't want you to know just how unbelievably powerful you are. But once you know, you know. Hi, and welcome back. September 16th, 2025. We are out for a walk. It's about 6 o'clock at night. It was quite warm here today, so we thought we'd come out when the sun is going down. The breeze is absolutely fantastic. Today I was very busy checking things off a list, moving myself in directions, things that I have started that I'd like to finish and wrap up, other things that I'm just beginning. And all the while I'm thinking about making these videos, getting outside. What will I talk about? I always leave it up to the universe as I'm driving to lead me into the conversation that I am meant to have on that day. I may have a dream the night before, or I may think of something on the way, but I just allow it to flow. Whatever comes, comes. And as I'm out here, I'm reminded about how nothing matters. Nothing matters. When you are outside and you are enjoying the unbelievably fresh air and the warmth of the sunshine and the warmth or coolness of the breeze, and you can hear the earth crunch under your feet, and you smell the fragrances. Here I smell sage, I smell grass, I smell fall. And when you take yourself back to these moments, it reminds you about how nothing matters. Literally, nothing matters. And that sounds like such a far stretch from the way that we are in society, where everything matters, where we have to achieve things and collect things and hold on to things and strive for things, and everything matters. And there's so much pressure under that. There's so much pressure to know everything, to be right, to engage, to not engage, to question yourself and pull yourself apart to figure out where you went wrong because you didn't fit in, or you didn't do something right, or whatever standard you're trying to reach. I can tell you that every time I get on a dirt road, or I even know I'm driving, out to the hills or to the woods or towards a lake, anything where I'm going to be in nature, my body attunes to that. Before I even arrive there, it regulates itself. It de-escalates. It matches to a vibration where I haven't even reached the location yet, but I'm anticipating it. And the same can be said with a return trip. Going back into town, going back into a city or to a location where the pressure is so intense that you can feel it creeping up on you the closer you get. And now that we see these illusions that we have been living under, and the things that never quite fit for good reason, and recognize that we have decisions to make now of what it looks like for our life moving forward. What does that look like? Do I just continue on hating my life, being frustrated with every moment and every day and having to do things I don't want to do? Or do I take steps to move myself away from those things and into a new way of being? It's really hard to be patient in those moments. Living between worlds. So you've seen that the Matrix has a pre-programmed list of expectations for you to follow. You've seen it, you know it. You're over it. You can't unsee it. It makes you repulsed to even think about returning to normal. And what is normal anyway? Normal is an agreed upon standard. And if you've been in the Matrix, you didn't agree on anything because you had no awareness of what was actually happening. So our understanding of what is normal and then expecting that to continue makes zero sense. 0 sense. We must now create a new normal, one based on awareness, transparency, authenticity, understanding, mutual respect, consistency, empathy. A normal that doesn't diminish, respects human rights and dignity. A normal that recognizes that everything we take from something depletes it if we do not replenish. Everything in balance. And the challenge continues to be that some people are still holding on inside that matrix. It's serving them. In some way or other, it's serving them. And forcing someone or trying to force someone to see something that they do not have the capacity to see. You are becoming them. You are getting back into the matrix. You're getting caught up in the webs and the lies and the illusions. Forcing something rather than disengaging and allowing. it all takes us right back to nothing matters. Until we create a baseline of things that do matter. And we have an agreement of it. Then we're in a new paradigm, a new normal. I've heard many people talk about this in-between stage. The stage that you see the matrix and you also have experienced the freedom, the liberation of being outside of it. And yet you're stuck in between two worlds. You want to exist in the freedom where you haven't been conscripted into a matrix, a world, a program that demanded your ignorance. You're stuck in the middle. What do I do now? Nothing matters. And what I can tell you is, everything matters. You matter. The earth matters. The projections that we have deep within us that are coming out matter. Our interconnectedness, our mutual respect, the respect that someone doesn't have to believe what you believe to deserve empathy and understanding. It doesn't mean that you need to be in a relationship with them or co-create something with them. You see it, and you move along. I think that should be normalized. If you're feeling like nothing matters right now, that's a normal way of feeling. When you're in between two different worlds. When you've awakened to finally actually see. And you can't unsee it. And you don't quite know what the next world is going to offer. You just know that it's got to be better than what you just came from. And so you continue to take those steps, moving further and further away from the thing that you've just left. And you know what that's called? Faith. Faith that it will be better. And that you are more prepared than you think you are. And that what you need will be delivered to you as you need it. And that the majority of humans are good, kind, loving, and empathetic. Because if you believe that you've been in a matrix and you've been fed illusions, then you must also recognize that seeing so much harm and violence and damage, well, it clearly is happening. What you're not seeing is the good, the kindness, the empathy, the caring and consideration that the majority of people are engaging in, are behaving in a way that wants better, that knows better, that feels deeply, and cares endlessly. You can't escape a matrix and hold on to the beliefs that what you continue to see is real and is the only thing that is happening. If you did that, you'd be gaslighting yourself into thinking something that isn't true. And who does that serve? Is it just too scary for you to have faith in yourself and take the next step? And to move away from the thing that you know? You can do it. You know how bad it's been. You just don't realize how good it can be. And I know I sound all preachy again, and I really don't like that. I don't like that feeling. But I do feel very passionately about this, about the fact that we need to come together. We need to come together to create a transparent, authentic agreement of what we will and will not allow moving forward. We will not allow people to be homeless. We will not allow people to be hungry. We will not allow someone to dictate anything over another's body or human rights. We will not allow our earth to be depleted. We will not allow our oceans to be polluted. We will not allow the unnecessary pain and suffering of anyone. We will have empathy. We will have resources available for those who need it. We will have compassion and take action to support and assist those who are in vulnerable positions. We will balance the structure of power. Or someone else will do it for us. And a whole new matrix will begin. You are so funny. Okay, let's go get in the truck. Let's go. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah, let's go. Also, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, that would be awesome. I checked today and I am at 90 videos. I have 10 more to reach my goal of 100 videos by the end of September. And along with that, I was hoping to have 100 subscribers. I am at 70 subscribers, so I need 30 more. And that feels insane to me, considering I did not have this goal or plan when I first started. I just started making one video after the other because I felt called to do it. I continue to feel called to speak and allow whatever messages come through me to come through. And I hope that you join me on this journey, because the more of us that are willing to share from a place of real, transparent, authentic, soulful being, the more balanced and harmonious our existence will be. Okay, until next time everyone, stay safe and stay connected, and we'll see you really soon. Bye.